Royals baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. A lot of rain in downtown Houston today, thunderstorms, so we will play inside with the roof closed for Game 2 between the Royals and the Astros. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg will join us in the next segment. The Royals had a tough time last night with Lance McCullers. An even better Astros pitcher goes tonight in Dallas Keuchel. And yet the Royals have had some of their best games this year against teams' #1 pitchers.
It's because the Royals are championship caliber and they have an offense to back it. However, this is the grand game, the Major League Baseball, the toughest league in the world. You're going to see the world's best, and it won't be any different tonight.
And here are some of the numbers to support that. Our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard: Johnny Cueto, Felix Hernandez, Corey Kluber, Michael Pineda, David Price, Chris Sale. Big names and big numbers for the Royals on offense in some of those games. And specifically for Dallas Keuchel, Hud, what are his strengths?
Well, he has 3 really outstanding pitches, and they all come out of the same arm slot. Now, he works quick, he has a quick tempo, but when he throws to the corners with that type of movement and out of the same slot, it's difficult for hitters to pick him up. They're facing a guy for the second night in a row with a full windup. He's got some deception, and he's got the pitches to go with it. Everything's down. You're going to have to train your eyes to see him up, and don't miss the cookie tonight if you're going to beat him.
And for the Royals, it's Danny Duffy, who had a very promising start on Wednesday in Seattle in his return from the disabled list. And Joel will talk more about that right after this.
Duffy happy to be on the hill as he returned from the disabled list. And Danny went 4 2/3 innings, so wants to be able to go deeper, but just 1 run and no walks, and so he will be back out there for his second start here tonight. Well, so Danny is back, and the Royals get a couple of other hitters back into the lineup. Joel Goldberg right by the Royals dugout, and they've been dealing with some nagging little injuries, nothing serious. and they'll get a couple of those hitters back here in the lineup tonight. Our University of Kansas Injury Hospital report. Alcides Escobar split that nail bed in his finger the other day. Thought he was going to return last night, but felt some throbbing during batting practice. This is a short-term thing. He is back tonight. Eric Hosmer is hoping to start to throw and hit when he gets back to Kansas City. He's definitely improved, but they want to wait until he gets back to Kansas City and make sure they can get ahead of this one. A couple of other injuries to update too. Lorenzo Cain dealing with some hamstring soreness and tightness lately. Skipped yesterday's game, or it was the DH, but he's back in the outfield tonight. They want to manage this situation, be smart. He'll play, maybe some recovery time. They want to make sure this doesn't become a long-term thing. And Gerard Dyson also has been nursing over the last week a little bit of a groin injury. So the Royals trying to heal up, and they will try tonight to solve this guy. He's got a great beard. He also gets a lot of ground balls. The Royals take on Dallas Keuchel. First pitch is next.
Uverse high-speed internet. The Uverse revolves around you. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. By your local Kansas City Chevy dealers. Come visit for great prices on all new 2015 Chevy vehicles. And by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. Well, we are protected inside of Minute Maid Park, but it was a challenge just to get here for many fans. I mean, it was pouring and for a long time. And so a small crowd at the moment, as many fans might still be in the concourses or in their cars waiting for the rain to lighten up. Astros took game one of the series last night, 6-1. And here's Ned Yost batting order tonight. We welcome back Alcides Escobar, who was out last night with the cracked fingernail. Lorenzo Cain is back in center field. He was the DH last night. Tonight, Salvador Perez will be the DH, as Drew Butera will be behind the plate, as the Royals will try and figure out one of the best pitchers in the American League, and perhaps Ned Yost starter at the All-Star game in Cincinnati. 27-year-old lefty Dallas Keuchel.
Okay, this would be a good challenge for the Royals offense. He's not overpowering, but he's a ground ball machine. Everything is down. He's got 3 solid pitches. He'll mix in a fastball at 88 to 90. That's all. Slider, curveball, change, a little cutter. But he's going to mix in some pitches here to keep everything down on the outer halves. He stays out of the middle. As you can tell, the opponent's average 194. That is really good. That's best in the American League. He's good.
The Astros defensively, and among other things, they are a good defensive team as well. They are 7th in the major leagues at plus 22 in defensive runs saved. And Hank Conger will be back at the plate for Keuchel. Switch hitting former Angel. You saw the beginning of his big league career.
Yes, he has a lot of talent. He's got some pop in his bat, and he's every year been getting better and better behind the plate. That was his rap early in his career. He's an all hit, no catch catcher.
So good to see Alcides Escobar back in there tonight. Esky has had a very good road trip. He's hit 370 through Seattle and Oakland. And he was in the lineup last night. And then after batting practice, after taking some swings and throwing the ball, the cracked nail on his right index finger was still throbbing. So he was a late scratch. And now he digs in against Keuchel with a 6-game hitting streak. And the first pitch of the game is hit hard to first, and Chris Carter plays it. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Escobar always aggressive first pitch. Too bad it had to be right at Carter. That's a good swing. That's what you're going to have to do against a sinker baller. Try to find the holes any way you can. Royals hit .269 with 16 homers against lefties this season.
Mike Moustakas was 0 for 4 last night.
So the Astros are shifting on Moose. 3 guys on the right side. Just one defender on the left side. It's the third baseman Marwin Gonzalez.
And no team shifts more than the Houston Astros do. At number 4, Moustakas is the 2nd best in the American League on the road. And he got him to pull it to the shortstop Correa over on the right side of second base. But it is interesting because, you know, here we are. This is game number 74 for the Royals. I mean, we're almost to the midway point, and Mike Moustakas has more hits to left field than he does to right field, and still some teams go with the overshift.
And they're going to, based on their own calculated percentages that the front office gives the team. But you know, Moose has done a great job of just hitting it where it's pitched. He's not just sitting up there looking to go to left field. He'll go there with 2 strikes.
So 2 down to Lorenzo Cain. Keuchel misses down and away.
One of the things that make Keuchel so good is that he stays out of the middle. He puts the ball on both sides of the corners and keeps everything down. Good 4-seam fastball straight down. The 2-seam sinker. And that was his 2-seam sinker. It's pretty good movement on
that. Lorenzo Cain, our most trusted player, brought to you by the most trusted brand, Honda. He has had excellent career numbers against the Astros and really wore them out last year, batting over 500 against Houston pitching.
First changeup of the evening. That changeup, he'll leave it up and you can hit it sometimes, but you know, that's the one time whenever it's up you just can't miss it, because he's going to miss down with most all of them. And you know, he's an excellent fielder. As good as he is bringing those ground balls, he's every bit as good a fielder. 31 assists this year, no errors. He leads the majors, all the pitchers in assists. So he's a very good fielder.
That'll be out of play.
There was a rare pitch on his 10th pitch that was elevated. There was a good rip on him.
Keuchel off the mound, and it's to the third baseman Gonzalez, who isn't able to grab it with his bare hand. And Lorenzo goes running way up the right field line. He is halfway in between first and the right field foul pole. And we've been telling you about that tight right hamstring. Sometimes you can tweak a leg muscle by accelerating. Sometimes you can tweak it by decelerating. And Lorenzo is really slow on the deceleration.
Well, he was doing all he could to beat out that base hit. And then once Rusty Kuntz put the stop sign up, he's going to slow down and decelerate. He looked pretty good there running. Had a little bit of a stride there. And you hope that he can stay in the game. He's not the only one. Joel was talking earlier about Gerard Dyson having a little bit of a groin issue. And maybe that's the reason that he didn't run the ball out last night. You know, these guys are nursing. Look at that's got a chance to stay in.
Bad luck for the Royals. That is a run. No doubt if that stays in play, but it bounces over for a double, so Keane has to go back to third.
He was able to keep it down and in fair territory. Unfortunately, like you said, bounced on the track. First pitch up, it was off the plate. Told you he doesn't make many mistakes out over the middle.
Back-to-back hits with 2 outs, bringing us to Salvador Perez, who hit another impressive home run last night. The only one the Royals got against Lance McCullers, leading off the 7th inning, hit it off the back wall in left field. Over the outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Okay, going off speed. Takes a lot off of that slider, makes it look like a big curve. He's got a cutter that he comes inside with righties, but he went with 2 off-speed pitches to Salvi. He knows he's a great fastball hitter.
So Carter on 2 hops. So that was a big break for Keuchel and the Astros on the ground rule double by Morales. Big RBI guy will bat 4th and will be the designated hitter. Hank Conger, we mentioned, is the catcher. Marwin Gonzalez is at third base tonight. All to face Danny Duffy. Kia puts us in the driver's seat, and Danny's first start since coming back from the disabled list was Wednesday at Seattle, giving up just 1 earned run in 4 2/3 innings, no walks. And he struck out 88 pitches. His limit was right around 85 to 90.
It's a great number there. No walks, throwing strikes. Got 3 nice pitches. Duffy's going to average 93 to 94 with his fastball. Could be overpowering at times, especially when he comes upstairs with 2 strikes like that.
Boy, Springer get tied up. That pitch just ate up George Springer. 1 down in the bottom of the first.
He's got a slider that he mixes in, pretty good depth to it, and an effective changeup that he keeps the hitters off fastball with.
Royals still best in the major leagues in defensive runs saved at plus 40. That's the best by 10. The next closest is San Francisco at plus 30. Drew Butera will catch Danny Duffy for the first time in a game. A little bit high to Altuve, who has an 8-game hitting streak.
This is an Astros team that hit 240 this year against lefties with 37 homers. And this is a power swinging team. We saw that last night. A lot of guys not afraid of striking out, but they really want to rip that ball and not get cheated up there. Altuve 319. Excuse me, 333 against lefties.
Got him to chase a pitch up, and routine for Rios in right field, 2 away. Here's the pitch to Springer.
Well, that's a byproduct of not seeing some pitches. First time through, you want to take a few pitches and see. He was guessing all the way, and he was committed, and he's lucky his bat didn't break. First time through, you like to see what the guy's got. We showed on our pregame show about Morales, and some of the hitters every once in a while will tell themselves, I'm not swinging. I'm just going to try to time him, and then they try to process that first pitch by looking at it. Sometimes you have a better chance, even if it is a strike, of hitting it next time.
Strike to Carlos Correa, who was hitless last night, getting right at 300. Good curveball.
That was sharp.
It's nitpicking, but if there was one thing about Danny Duffy on Wednesday, didn't have as good tempo in the first inning, but you can understand he'd been out for over a month. But then his tempo was excellent the rest of the game, and I mention that because he has a really good tempo here in the first inning in Houston, and very good location. 94 at the knees over the outside corner. So Danny Duffy tells Dallas Keuchel and the Astros, game on.
And you got to go.
A week from tomorrow, it's our next Covering the Bases with Rusty Kuntz out at the Little K, joined by current and former Royals. And on July 8th, Rusty will be joined by the Topeka Commandos, 12 and under team. So they'll get the thrill of a lifetime to come out to Kauffman Stadium and watch the Royals and before the game get one-on-one instruction at the Little K. There they are, supportive teammates, none of them on the bench, all up against the screen trying to get as close to their teammates as possible.
That's right. Congratulations. It'll be an experience you'll never forget. Being coached by one of the greatest coaches in baseball, Rusty Kuntz.
2-1 on Alex Gordon. Alex was on base twice last night with a single and a walk. Royals had good swings against Keuchel in the first inning. Escobar grounded out sharply. Kane had a little nubber infield single. Then Morales hit the ground rule double to right. If that ball stays in, Kane scores, and then Perez hit the ball hard to first. And now Alex takes a fastball for a strike, and Keuchel has his first strikeout tonight and his 96th of the year.
First time through, Alex got to look at some of the pitches, how to swing, but this one here is painted the corners, and that's exactly what Keuchel does. Stays out of the middle.
Alex Rios had a 2-hit game last night.
The Royals, an aggressive offense, put the ball in play, and against a sinker baller, that could be right up their alley. Only thing is you want them to not hit it at their defenders. You find the holes with the ground balls, you get action, runners going first to third. Royals can get into their game. They can just find the holes.
Off the end of the bat and caught by Tucker in left field. 2 down as we look at tonight's Toyota League leaders. Dallas Keuchel and Danny Duffy. Lowest ERA among lefties in the American League since the beginning of last year. And Duffy is 4th. Keuchel is 2nd. Only Chris Sale has had a lower ERA than Dallas Keuchel. His ERA coming into tonight is 2.17. That is 2nd in the American League. Keuchel leads the league in innings pitched. Lowest opponent's batting average. That's off of Keuchel. Race to the base, and Infante will be safe with a 2-out single. That was loud. That hit Keuchel solid.
Not showing any symptoms or signs of getting hit there. A.J. Hinch, the manager, usually they come out and check on the pitcher before they make another pitch, but so far nobody's come out. Perfect. Hit him off that right foot, right on the inside of it. And you know, he was late getting over, and Infante was able to beat him out for a base hit. That's what we're talking about. He's going to keep the ball down all night. You got to put it in play to find the holes. Easier said than done.
Go to Drew Butera. He is playing for the first time on this road trip. And a little number again to the left side. This time Gonzalez fields with his glove and gets it over to Carter in time to end the inning. The Royals have 3 hits in the first 2 innings, all with 2 outs. No score. close to the field. And got a big old mound of cotton candy. Good for him. Time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag KC Data Strong Fan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. KC Data Strong Fan. Here's Evan Gattis, who was not in the lineup last night. He has driven in 47 runs. Basically in 2 months. 45 of those have come since the end of April. Most in the American League during that span.
Well, he's a big, strong guy. Doesn't wear any batting gloves. He looks unorthodox up there standing there, but he's got tremendous power. He has homered 3 times off of lefties this year of his 13 homers. He just looks for anything out over the middle, and he's got power to all fields.
He hits that out into center field for a leadoff base hit. Says hello to Kendrys Morales. And the Astros have their first runner.
Fastball down out over. He wasn't able to barrel it, but he's strong enough to where he can inside out and fight that off.
So Duffy pitches out of the stretch for the first time and gets Chris Carter 14 home runs, and he hit number 14 last night in the 5th inning. Pulled foul into Keuchel's corner. Dallas Keuchel's fan club, similar to the King's Court in Seattle. For $35 you get a ticket, a t-shirt, and a fake beard. Go beard or go home.
There you go. Oh well, the Royals, they went up there and sat the King, Felix, and his court down by beating him. Maybe they can do that against Keuchel. Look at those fake beards.
Some of those fans arrived by buggy tonight. One and two on Chris Carter. It is the era of the beards, and maybe these guys started it, the Duck Dynasty guys.
It's possible.
Some of the classic beards. Mr. T had the mohawk. Al Raboski, the Fu Manchu.
What the hair?
Yep. Carter is down on strikes. Duffy gets a fastball in on him. That's Danny's second strikeout. One down in the second.
Duffy's stuff looks really crisp, sharp. Good delivery, very fluid. 3 pitches coming downhill. This is late run, a little bit of fastball action.
One out to Domingo Santana. Santana drove in 2 last night. He had a bases loaded walk, and he had an RBI single. It was an off night for the Royals when it comes to walks. The Royals walked 7 last night. That's 1 shy of their season high. Only 2 of those walks came around to score.
Danny getting ahead of hitters, keeping the ball down. Going to use that defense if he can.
Throwing everything for strikes. Gets it 0-2 on Santana.
The sharp bite to his breaking ball so far has the right-handed hitters swinging over the top of it.
And we had heard that coming back from the DL that he was going with a tighter, harder breaking ball as opposed to more of a bigger looping curveball, which he threw at the beginning of the year. Breaking ball again, fouled away.
You know, he threw a couple earlier in this game that were really sharp, very crisp, and that's a good look. Hitters You know, they would prefer a big breaking ball over something that's tight like that, because it's hard to pick up the spin, whether it's a fastball or a breaking ball. You can see that big breaker coming.
93 with his fastball. High batting average against Duffy and his fastball this year, which most people say it's not that his fastball is less effective this season. It's just he hasn't been able to control his other pitches like he did last year. So there have been a lot more predictable fastball counts. Whereas last year he got his curve over more, his changeup was more effective. So like he has tonight with a couple of hitters, he has surprised them with his fastball.
And I agree with that. You know, it's nice when you have all three working, but sometimes you don't. And when you don't, you go with your bread and butter, and that's the fastball. And if it's not located properly, it gets hit. But that fastball's working good. He's locating it properly as he was able to get Santana to foul that ball off his foot. That hurt. Go right back in there with a hard heater. Utera wants him to shake.
Hit on the ground to Infante, out at second. Double play. Duffy works around the leadoff single. He has pitched 2 scoreless innings. No score in Houston. Your school pride and get your tickets for Mizzou Night coming up on Friday, July 24th. Be one of the first 4,500 fans who bring their Mizzou Night ticket to the designated table. You'll receive a limited edition black and gold KC Royals Mizzou cap, courtesy of Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House. And that's against the Houston Astros. Second time through for the Royals. Royals had 2 singles and a ground rule double against Dallas Keuchel. Cetus Escobar swung at the first pitch of the game and grounded sharply to Carter at first base. So that was the right idea, trying to go the other way against Keuchel.
It wasn't 90% of the time, almost 100% of the time. The next time up, you're going to take the first pitch. And Escobar did. He threw a strike.
One ball, 2 strikes. Keuchel was a 7th round pick in 2009 out of the University of Arkansas. He pitched in the College World Series for the Razorbacks that year.
Notice the quick tempo he has. He's a very quick worker. gets that ball and gets right back up on the slab, and which is exactly what you want to do if you're a ground ball pitcher. Keeps the defense on their toes.
Little bit inside.
It's a nice little slider. It's a little small break. And he throws a little bit harder of a cutter.
Still 2-2.
Escobar seeing the ball well, obviously. That swing there was not just a, hey, I'm going to go for a little base hit to right field. He looked to put him in the short porch out there at 315 down the left field line.
And lays out the curveball, 3-2.
And Keuchel, he knows the reports. He knows he's facing a team that does not strike out a lot, but they're an extremely aggressive hitting team. And so he's going to try to see if he can get him to swing out of the zone. But if the Royals show some discipline on him, make him get the ball up, it'll be different.
He was a Gold Glover last year, and he throws over to first to get Escobar. And now Mike Moustakas coming up. We showed you how good Moustakas has been on the road. Here's what Keuchel has done at home. He is 7-0 this year. And if you go back to last year, he is unbeaten in his last 12 starts here at Minute Maid Park. He has not allowed a single home run at home in this ballpark in his last 12 starts. Mike Moustakas grounded to short first time up, but that was the right side of second base with the overshift. Pulls it foul, 1-1.
Bruce never has faced Keuchel before. 265 this year, hitting left-handed pitching. 3 homers, 4 doubles.
Got it in on him. Carter to Keuchel, 2 down. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one tonight, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Keuchel has not had a 1-2-3 inning. In the first inning with 2 down, the Royals got a single from Kane, a double from Morales, and a 2-out single from Infante in the second. Kane gets it up the right field line and deep, and another base hit with 2 down. And Lorenzo Cain slides into second base with a 2-out double.
Keuchel still waiting for his first 1-2-3 inning. Sinker that didn't sink. Good inside out swing. You see Lorenzo, he's kind of a little bit gimpy. Just nursing that hamstring.
Picking his spots.
Yep. Just like Ned talked to me before the game about. And you know, this time of year, this is when players start having those little nagging injuries that are borderline, you know, whether it's going to put you out for a few days or can you play through it. And it's an interesting time for a player. You find out a lot about yourself, so you kind of just got to throttle off when you can.
1-1 to Morales. There's the changeup. You know, when Kane first hit that ball, I didn't know if that was going to be an out or not. And we mentioned how shallow the Astros outfielders have been. This double hurt the Royals by bouncing it over the wall. Kane would have scored if it hit the wall. He had to go back to third base, and then Keuchel was able to get Salvador Perez to get out of the inning. Fastball after the changeup. Michael's second strikeout, and the Royals leave Kane at second base.
Last night on a ball hit off the wall, that short porch. Look at the tiles. They get knocked out on the scoreboard. Has Alex thinking.
Was not trying to do that, but now that I know that I can do it, my whole thought process, if that happens again, to knock it out, put my foot on top of one of them, and then climb the wall, actually. So hopefully that is up today, and I can be Spider-Man and climb the wall.
So Alex, he's going to punch one of those out, climb up there if he has to, and we will start calling him Spider-Man. How about that?
That's a great idea. Great idea. Personally, I hope it doesn't happen, because when you have squares out there that you're not used to and things that punch holes in the wall, that could cause an injury. And look, I mean, that's a weird wall. I hope he's careful when he does that.
Yeah, but this is the same guy who went jumping into the crowd in Chicago. I disagree with you. I want to see him try it.
All right.
I'll bet he can do it.
Yeah. Well, he's very
Took
creative.
out 2 tiles.
He's the Platinum Glove winner. That means he's the best of any position in the American League last season. Wow. He doesn't worry about his body ever.
Big curve strikes out Hank Conger, who doesn't argue with the call. 3 strikeouts for Danny Duffy.
Duffy really smooth. Hitters aren't able to pick him up. Nice breaking ball. I mean, this is called a little backdoor. It started out away. Conger, he says that's going to be a ball, but facing him for the first time, he's never seen that rotation before out of Duffy.
Preston Tucker, he's the Astros left fielder, so maybe he already knows how to manage those tiles out on the scoreboard. Tucker, 2 walks, a single, and an RBI last night. He will be the only left-hand batter against Danny Duffy. Good fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
After that, executing those 2 curveballs to him, that 91-mile-an-hour fastball looked like it was 101.
Out into left center field, Lorenzo Cain makes the play. 2 down. So Duffy working quickly, throwing strikes, getting ahead in the count.
Hey, little Danny Duffy now. He's bringing his arms back over his head, puts down, picks up his target, good separation, getting out there, and he likes the free and easy feel of going over his head with his windup. He says that it makes him feel like he has rhythmic ease.
And who doesn't want to have rhythmic ease?
Well, you know, probably the dancers all want to have that, and musicians and all that stuff. But you know, when it comes to comfort, and you got that big windup, you know, you want to find something that's simple that makes you feel good. Hopefully, he's found it because he looks excellent tonight.
Got the call. Gonzalez thought it was high. 0-2. The home plate umpire is Jordan Baker, who is 7'9". Well, not quite, but very tall. So maybe that's a strike to Baker.
Well, you know, he does a pretty good job for his height. Getting down there, looking over Butera. There's a ball that stayed up.
Second hit for the Astros.
Change up and stayed up. Those balls look really good to hit if you're a right-hand batter or lefty. Righties made since A.J. Hinch has stacked his lineup against Duffy with righties.
George Springer with 2 down, and Duffy just ate him up with a fastball in on his hands in the first inning, and Springer grounded back to Duffy. And that snap throw to get Gonzalez. Three stolen bases for Gonzalez. He has been thrown out twice.
Gonzalez, after that snap throw, step-off move by Duffy, looked over at Richard Dower, the first base coach, and said, yeah, okay, I remember you telling us that in the meeting. He's got one of those. So when you're a base runner and a guy's got a good step-off move, you've got to be really careful your first couple of steps off of the base. And keep your eye on the ball.
Inside, 2-0 on Springer. There's the former Royals third base coach, Rich Dower. He was on Tony Muser's staff.
Good second baseman, too, for the Orioles.
At one time, he had the major league record for consecutive errorless games at second base. Dower at one time 86 consecutive errorless games, 425 errorless chances in 1978.
Fantastic.
It's actually the American League record, not a major league record. Springer taking a big rip on 3-0. He is 0 for his last 8 and 2 for his last 29. And maybe the Astros saw an opportunity on a 3-0 pitch. Good pitch to hit, get him going again.
But it wasn't a good pitch to hit. It was up above his belt. Duffy went right back to it.
Off the screen of the foul pole. Home run number 13 for George Springer. Third home run of the series for the Astros, and their league-leading 113th home run as a team.
Well, we saw the 3-0 rip. He wanted a chance at that fastball. Duffy got it by him and thought he could do it again, but this one wasn't located in the same spot. It was down a little bit more and on the inner half, and Springer timed it perfectly and hits it right off of the foul pole.
On Altuve. The 5th home run that Duffy has allowed this year in 46 innings. Good changeup. Altuve with a fastball swing and a changeup. So Duffy back throwing strikes after the 2-run home run. And working quickly to Moustakas. Backhands and throws out Altuve. So it's the Astros this time with 2 outs. They get a single on an 0-2 pitch, and then Springer hits the 2-run home run. Brought to you by Panera Bread. Avoid the lines. Order online with rapid pickup at delivery.panerabread.com. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Salvador Perez pulls it into his own dugout. And is a bit concerned. Christian Colon was hit. He hit it in one of the openings of the netting leading to the stairs into the dugout. So wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, you know, there's not a lot of room to get a ball over those fences in front of the dugouts now. Still, ball comes in hot.
There's the good changeup. 1-2 on Sal. He grounded out to first in the first inning. And with another changeup. 3 strikeouts for Keuchel. 1 down in the 4th inning.
Keuchel loves both sides of the plate, and it's hard for a pitcher to miss over the middle of the plate. I mean, sometimes they don't aim for it, but this guy here, he draws X's on both corners, and he tries to execute all of his pitches on the corners. So he does some mental concentrating and some meditation on the strike zone, and he's really good at it. It's amazing what he does, not overpowering guys. Can't rely on blowing it by him. He just uses that defense and brings those ground balls. His quick pace, quick tempo.
2-0 on Alex. He took a called 3rd strike in the 2nd inning. Michael had him thinking something off speed, and he was able to slip a fastball by Alex. Fouled it off the inside of his foot. 2-1. Breaking ball makes it 2-2.
He might just double up with it. Found the release point there. It was a beauty. Nice quick hard break. Went back with a sinker.
He is coming off a shutout. Keuchel on Thursday here shut out the Yankees. It was his second shutout of the year, his third complete game, and those 12 strikeouts were a career high. Only one walk.
His last start against the Yankees, he was dominant. Struck out Alex Rodriguez on three times on 3 different pitches. He's very confident with whatever pitch comes out of that same arm slot. Makes it extremely difficult for hitters to pick up stuff.
Three and 2. Alex Rios is on deck. Fastball struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the 4th, and 3 straight going back to last inning.
Again, inner half.
Outside to Alex Rios. He flied out to left field in the 2nd inning. Big curve in for a strike. He has commanded everything tonight. Changeup pulled on the ground to third. And Keuchel has a 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 4th inning, right after his team got him 2 last half inning. Home run. Don't miss the 3rd T-shirt Tuesday. It's coming up next week when the Royals take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The first 10,000 fans through the gates receive a shirt featuring the Royals' fierce bullpen trio of Kelvin Herrera, Wade Davis, and Greg Holland, presented by Sonic. Royals.com/T-shirt Tuesday or 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. Long homestand coming up. Royals are home for 11 days leading to the All-Star break. Correa hits it high in the air to center field. Kane moves a few steps and brings it down. Correa's 0 for 2. Royals have a chance right away to create more space. And the American League Central is the Minnesota Twins will be in town for 4 straight beginning on Thursday. Then Tampa Bay for 4, Toronto for 3. And now Evan Gattis. I've been trying to figure out a way to describe Evan Gattis. He's a big guy who's got kind of a little guy batting stance, no batting gloves. He's kind of got like a Paul Bunyan thing to him, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Like he just jumped out of a tree and he put down his axe and grabbed a baseball bat.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know,
that beard gives him that look.
Oh, that is drilled to the hill in center field. Kane up the hill. Down he goes. This is a tough throw to make. Kane lying on his back and now sitting up on Taos Hill in center field. And Joel did a report from out there last night talking about how the Astros eventually are going to remove that hill. And it can be dangerous. And boy, Kane went down and then he slammed into the center field wall.
Well, at least he's got a smile on his face. That's a tester. Only here do you experience that. Gattis, big and strong. Told you, short, compact stroke. Hit that ball a long way to not have a homer. Sends Kane up the hill and back down. And Gattis, not known for his speed, hits his 4th triple. Glad to see Kane's okay.
Well, there's no shame in falling down on that hill. That's usually what happens when somebody hits what's called Taos Hill, named after their former president, Taos Smith. You hit that hill full speed. I mean, it's hard to stay on your feet.
Yeah, he did all he could to try to judge that. Make the catch. Great effort. 436-foot triple.
Chris Carter with the infield in halfway. Good change up from Duffy, and Danny struck Carter out in the 2nd inning. Now Carter has struck out 105 times this year to lead the major leagues. That's what Danny could use right here. Two and one.
Let's take another look at that replay there. The ball was crushed. Lorenzo Cain great at reading bat speed and everything. That's over his head. There's nothing he could do. Great effort. I mean, you know, good thing that his body's able to hit that grass and slow it down for. He crashed harder into that wall with his head, but great effort.
2-2 on Carter.
Outfield playing very deep, and the infielders at halfway in the infield gives them a little more room and a little more range. Gattis not a speedy guy, so they don't have to come right in and get him on contact at home.
Still 3-2 with Domingo Santana next. Carter homered last night. He has 14.
So they're going to discuss this next pitch.
Whoa. So Carter didn't have to do anything. He takes a walk, and Gattis scores on a wild pitch, to say the least. And the Astros take a 3-0 lead.
Well, obviously, it looked like a breaking ball to me, but they already talked about it, what pitch they wanted to throw in there, 3-2. And he couldn't stay on top of it. He missed it. Butera did a nice job of trying to catch it, but he wasn't expecting it down there. Curveballs by Duffy tonight. He's been real sharp with them.
That's Duffy's first walk. Carter at first. Here is Santana. He grounded into a double play his first time. 4-6-3.
7th wild pitch on the year for Duffy.
1-1 on Santana. Throw down to first, and Carter is back in time.
Butera, known to be an excellent catch and throw guy. Having confidence to throw it down there to Morales, who's impressed Ned Yost with his defense at first.
To Moustakas. It stays fair. No play.
Still Topper close to the line at third base, making it a difficult angle for Moose to try to throw him out at first. I think Moose just decided to keep that double play intact and not take a chance of throwing it up the line.
Hank Conger with 2 on, 1 out. High changeup for a strike. Conger struck out looking in the third. Morales back and to the side wall. Nice play. He had a long way to go and then had to worry about getting his legs taken out by that low side wall and able to make the catch.
Oh man, that's really good concentration by Morales and not an easy play. He sees it. He's playing way off the line. He looks once, he looks twice. He knows exactly where he is. Boy, that's a really good catch. When you're heading to that wall, it's important you take a peek down quickly and then look back up and catch and try to pick up that ball. And in this roof here, it's not that easy. It's not a natural field where you see the blue sky or black at nighttime. It's dark. That makes it even tougher.
Curveball outside to Preston Tucker. Checks his swing and takes a 92-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. One and two. It hasn't been a typical year for Danny Duffy against left-hand batters. He normally dominates left-hand batters. Last year, he was the best in the major leagues. Lefties hit 137 against Danny Duffy, and that's what A.J. Hinch was thinking. Even though the numbers are high this year, he only put one left-hand bat in there tonight against Duffy, with Rasmus, Singleton, Valbuena, and Castro all on the bench.
And he's not going to face a lot of lefties. Managers are going to try to play the percentages of the ball breaking in. It's easier to hit than going away. But the few he's faced this year, he's just elevated some pitches. He's left them out hittable.
Slaps it foul. Still 2-2. Pitches in his last 2 innings. Astros got a 2-run home run from Springer in the 3rd, and they've scored a run on a wild pitch in this inning. Good curveball. Strikes out Tucker. 4 for Duffy, but the Astros add a run on the wild pitch.
Here in Houston, our Mazda game break takes us north of the border for a little soccer. The U.S. women up 1-0 against the top team in the world, Germany, make it 2-0. They are advancing to the World Cup final. They will face the winner of Japan and England. Goals from Carly Lloyd and Kelly O'Hara, and United States soccer fans absolutely loving it. Rex, I don't know if you recognize that stadium or not. We played a few games there. That's up in Montreal.
How about it? Look at the wind's great. Maybe they'll get to play the Japanese again and beat them this time. Last time they got beat by the Japanese.
Hunt will have a full scouting report on that soon.
I can tell you.
When was that? When did they lose to the Japanese?
3 years ago. 4 years ago. I can tell you that turf, if it's the same as it was back in the day when we played baseball on it, it's hard.
I didn't realize you were so up on your World Cup soccer.
Yeah. I love soccer. It's a great game. Played it growing up. It's the first sport I ever started playing. First one I had to quit.
Infante is out. Hit it hard to Altuve. He hit it off of Keuchel's foot for a base hit in the 2nd inning. So the Royals down 3-0. Dallas Keuchel has made 16 starts this year, and only 4 of those did he allow more than 3 runs. He's never given up more than 5. Drew Gutierrez into center field with a 1-out single.
Ooh, nice short compact swing. Stayed down on it. That's perfect. You got a pitcher like Keuchel who's going to execute down in the zone. That's a textbook approach right there with a nice swing going down and getting it.
Now 3rd time through for the Royals. Alcides Escobar has grounded out twice to first in the 1st inning on the first pitch of the game. And back to Keuchel in the third. Off the end of the bat. Hold on the ground to Gonzalez. Out at second. Double play. Keuchel faces only 3 in the top of the 5th inning. Halfway home, Astros lead 3-0. Three-0 Astros to the bottom of the 5th inning. All-Star game coming up on Tuesday, July 14th. Coverage begins at 6 Central on Fox in Cincinnati. How many Royals will be there? Keep voting. Right now it'd be Alex Gordon, Lorenzo Cain, Alcides Escobar, Omar Infante, and Salvador Perez in the starting lineup for the American League.
Outstanding. Votes are coming in quick now as we're getting close. Keep it up.
Houston got a 2-run home run from Springer in the 3rd inning, and they got a run on a wild pitch in the 4th. Hit well to left field. Alex makes a running, leaping play to take a hit away from Marwin Gonzalez, who had a similar swing first time up. He got an off-speed pitch up and got on top of it. This one carried out to Alex for an out.
Yeah, Alex, great positioning there. He's playing deep, and he should with just a 315 mark down that line. You want to be as deep as you can there. Not worried about coming in. He comes in as good as anybody in baseball. But nice job breaking back, timing it.
And now Springer. Last time up, Springer was ahead in the count 3-0. He got the green light and did not swing at a strike on 3-0, but it got him one more pitch, and he hit it to the top of the left field foul pole for his 13th home run of the year. He had been 2 for his previous 29. It's 3-0 again on Springer. Keeps the ball down and in the strike zone. 3-1. This time he will take a walk. Duffy's second. 1-on-1 out. Jose Altuve to the plate, and here's Joel.
Ryan, you mentioned yesterday that they are doing everything they can to get fans to vote for Jose Altuve here. And the creativity, I got to give him credit for this. The mascot was out there today. Jose Altuve fan club meeting in progress. You want to pass through the gates? Yeah, you got to check in here. Salvi messing with him a little bit. Hey, I'm Salvador Perez. Now, you can't go out there and warm up until you pass through here. All right, Salvi's a good sport about it. Now, I think Salvi's going to vote for his teammate Omar Infante, but he has a much longer history with Jose Altuve. The two of them basically grew up together. At about 10 years old, they played against each other in a tournament representing their respective states. And then in the pre-juniors and juniors, they were teammates together. Salvi saying even back then, Jose Altuve, little guy, the littlest guy, but the best hitter. And Jose telling me about Salvador that they said back then he wasn't good enough to be a catcher, so he played first base and other positions. He says now, absolutely the best catcher in the American League.
So there you go. One guy wasn't big enough to play. One guy wasn't good enough to be a catcher. And they'll probably be together in the All-Star game in some way. Altuve hits it off the screen in front of the Royals bullpen. Springer is around third. He is safe as the ball skips by Butera, and now a throw to third. And Altuve is safe, and the Astros lead 4-0.
Ball was driven well, 362 in the left center field gap. Alex was looking to play it to Karam, but he didn't get a good bounce off that wall. And how can you? It's a strange wall out there. It's not easy to read that. But Alex, he did all he could. Couldn't tell it was going to hit the pad or just below that pad. You see all the fences they got out there. And Duffy was backing up, made a good throw. Just couldn't have a see. He's waiting for a ball to come out, hit the top of the padding, and it just didn't. You can't control the bounce. Infante, he was trailing Escobar, the shortstop, in case the throw was over his head, and just didn't work out.
Nine-game hitting streak for Altuve, and now the Royals bring the infield in for Correa. Hitless tonight and hitless in the series. Duffy struck him out in the first inning, and then Correa hit one almost into the steel rafters for a fly ball to center field in the fourth. Broken bat. Duffy looks Altuve back and throws out Correa, 2 down. The Astros have scored in 3 consecutive innings. 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. And it brings up Evan Gattis, who has used the center of the field against Duffy tonight. He has singled to center. He has tripled to center. He tripled up on that hill in straightaway center field. Curveball in for a strike. Astros got Gattis this past off season in a trade with the Braves. Sending some minor league prospects to Atlanta.
Gattis, he was a fan favorite in Atlanta. The Braves fans weren't happy with it. John Hart, new general manager, went over there and traded a bunch of their players. But John Hart, he had some plans to try to rebuild their organization. Around a couple of young guys. Gattis, let Justin Upton go.
Craig Kimbrell, their closer.
Yeah.
Two balls, two strikes. '81 pitches for Duffy. He went 88 on Wednesday. Legios hinted somewhere between 90 and 100 tonight. Curveball, strike three, got him. The Astros get another run, so they take a 4-0 lead into the top of the 6th inning. Our Sonic Slam inning. Tonight's contestant is Stephanie Adkins from Kansas City, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Stephanie wins $400. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Stephanie wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Mike Moustakas, Lorenzo Cain, Kendrys Morales.
See if they can do something, crack him, get some guys on, get a big hit, get back in this game, because Keuchel, he is cruising. Fast, quick tempo, getting some early countouts, throwing strikes.
Royals have 5 hits against Keuchel and 2 doubles. Keuchel has retired 6 of the last 7 with 3 strikeouts. 1-1 on Moustakas.
Keuchel's tough, especially here in 9 home starts. He's 7-0 with a 1.39, so he's undefeated here in his house.
Correa once again over on the right side of second base. That's a 6-3 scoring play. Second time Correa has made that play there against Moustakas. Lorenzo Cain has 2 hits, and we showed you that he has excellent numbers against the Astros. And we remind you to vote for the Royals Player of the Month at rallyhouse.com. You'll be entered to win a majestic prize pack from Rally House. Cain has an infield single and a double. .533 last year against Houston, and now .383 in his career with 7 doubles, 7 driven in. He had been 0 for 5 against Keuchel before tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. Keuchel has given up more than 4 runs once And it was actually 2 starts ago at Seattle. They got him for 5 runs in 6 innings. And he followed that up with a shutout against the Yankees on Thursday. There's another base hit for Kane against the Astros. Santana coming up a little short, coming up with that ball, and Lorenzo Cain should have another double and make him 3 for 3.
Well, I really like his approach tonight. He's staying inside the ball. He's not trying to go deep. He's not trying to take him over that wall. That's another inside-out swing. That's a perfect approach for facing a guy who stays down in the zone and likes to get right-handers to roll over. So he's taking it easy on his legs. Saw the ball hit and did the best he can just to coast into second base. Got to get a hit with a runner in scoring position.
The Royals lost a run in the first inning when Morales bounced one over the wall for a double. Kane would have scored, but Kane had to go back to third. Morales then struck out in the third inning. Fastball away, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Royals have matched the Astros in hits with 6. Half of those are doubles. They have stranded 4 tonight. Keuchel way off the mound and throws over to Carter for out number 2. Kane had to hold at second base.
Keuchel executing his pitches as well as McCullers last night. Was able to really bear down when there was runners in scoring position early in the game. They had some action just like tonight against Keuchel, but they haven't been able to get the big hit. 0 for 3 tonight with a runner in scoring position and just hitting 158 with runners out there in their last 5.
Ball 1 to Salvador Perez, who is the Royals DH tonight. He is grounded to first and struck out. He was having some fun before the game tonight on the MLB network. And Joel is going to show you that next half inning. You want to stick around to see it. Typical Salvador Perez. That is a foul ball. Nothing new for those of us who have been watching him in Kansas City, but on a national stage, showing off his personality and sense of humor.
That's right. It would have been nice if he had a few more feet to the right, would have dropped in and got the Royals on the board. Salvi, big personality, big heart. Keuchel's mixing up some pitches on him, the off-speed secondary pitches.
Up to Correa. Keuchel, after throwing a shutout on Thursday, has pitched 6 scoreless innings tonight.
dispute Salvador Perez. I should have warned him in advance. Salvi oftentimes scheming some things, this time with Mike Moustakas.
Nino wanted to take a selfie, if that's all right with you, 1-5.
Can we do a selfie? He's unhooking.
Let's go take a selfie real quick, my friend.
Where at? Right here? Oh, yeah, you come over there.
Go, yo!
That is real. My friend, let me tell you something. That's the best interview of the year, okay? I like to do it. That's my job.
It's like a walk-off.
We've heard that line before. That's my job. That's my job. So they were scheming that one all afternoon. I saw he and Moose and some others doing a little rehearsal, if you almost will, trying to make sure their timing was down on everything. So they fooled them with the fake selfie. Thanks to MLB Network for sharing that with us. And kudos to Kevin Millar for still wearing the same shirt right now. Apparently, Mike Moustakas felt bad and offered him a dry golf shirt, but he said, nope, I'll wear it. He did.
He's a beauty, man. Look, he's got the stripes in the side of his hair there. Kane makes the play on Carter.
They really set him up well. You know, the way as popular selfies are nowadays, no problem. We'll take one. Salvi snuck. He set him up nicely. And Moose has firsthand photo of that.
He and I go back to Little League in Southern California, Kevin Millar.
Really?
And if anyone was born to do what he's doing now, he had a very successful major league career after starting in an independent league. But he was like that in Little League. I mean, just so much fun to be around.
And that's a great show that they do. It's entertaining. It's baseball. It's fun. He's serious, but you know what? He's first to crack a joke and get a laugh.
Duffy strikes out Santana. That's 6 for Duffy. 2 down in the 6th inning.
Fastball works up there when it's up. And it wasn't up high enough to George Springer to get the home. The Astros scoring started. Swung at a 3-0 fastball, and then Duffy tried it again, and it just was down a little bit lower, and he hit a 2-run homer. So when you're going to go up there with that heater, you got to make sure that it's in a good spot up above the swing zone.
One and 2 on Hank Conger. He was 0 for 2. Duffy is now at 91 pitches. Franklin Morales warms up behind him. Duffy went 88 pitches on Wednesday in Seattle. Now to Morales. 3 up, 3 down. Duffy's first since the first inning. We've played 6. The Astros lead 4-0. Baseball is brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit your MidwestFordDealers.com. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price every day. It's turned out to be a nice night in downtown Houston after some very heavy thunderstorms this afternoon. The roof remains closed. And Dallas Keuchel remains closed as far as allowing runs tonight. He has pitched 6 scoreless innings, 15 scoreless innings, consecutive scoreless innings if you count his last start. No more than 16 pitches in any inning.
It's pitching this kind of game. The Royals had a couple of guys on early, just like last night's game, and they couldn't come through with the big hit and the runner in scoring position. But he's executing and staying on the corners and keeping it down just like as advertised.
And that is 3 strikeouts for Keuchel against Alex Gordon. And 5 total strikeouts in the game for Keuchel.
Big breaker starts it at his back and then ends up in the dirt. Great location. He's dealing.
Already leading the league before the game started in innings pitched, lowest opponent's batting average, tied for the most quality starts, and then second in the league in ERA, and tied for second in wins.
Could be
Ned Yost was, I think I know where you're going. Yeah. Ned Yost got a lot of questions from the Houston media yesterday. Do you think Dallas Keuchel will be your starting pitcher in Cincinnati?
Yep, that's all-star worthy, no doubt.
And he'll probably get some more of those questions after the game tonight if Keuchel continues like this.
He's tied for second in wins. So, you know, that's always impressive for people at the end of the season when it comes to the Cy Young. If he could just have the consistency that he's having now the rest of the way through the season, he'll be a candidate for sure. Impressive with 88 to 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. Location, changing speeds. Keeping the ball down. Quick tempo. Keeping the defense on their toes to make plays for him.
Three and 2 on Rios. Keuchel threw 116 pitches in his shutout on Thursday against the Yankees. And that was a season high for him. And he'll be back into the crowd. Changeup, 6 strikeouts. 2 down in the 7th inning. The Royals are home on Thursday for a long homestand that'll put an end to 17 out of 22 days on the road, and a long homestand leading up to the All-Star break. To center field and misplayed and recovered by Springer.
Wow, things just not going the Royals' way tonight. That was almost a triple. He played that in.
Coming homestand, what's cooking at the K, presented by Farmland. Buck Night and fireworks on Friday, a trucker cap and fireworks again on Saturday. That's the 4th of July. The Rays are in town for 4 days. Another T-shirt Tuesday, a student night, and then a Buck Night and a Slugger Magnet set during the Royals Blue Jays series leading up to the All-Star break. Preston Tucker is 0 for 2 against Duffy with a strikeout. One ball, one strike. Got on top of the curve, and Infante runs to the hole to throw out Tucker. One away. Sundays at Kauffman Stadium have something for the entire family. We've got 2 family fun day Sundays coming up before the All-Star break. Features face painters and balloon artists for the kids, and entertaining DJ and player autographs atop the Royals dugout. After the game, kids under 14 can run the bases in the Skippy Fun Run, and the first 500 kids in line get a Skippy t-shirt. This upcoming Sunday against Minnesota, and then a week from Sunday against Toronto. Marwin Gonzalez has single to left and line to deep left. Alex Gordon made a running play. We get Gonzalez in the 5th. Left center field. And it's Alex there again, 2 down.
You know, early in the game, we were talking about Danny Duffy, and he's working on his rotation of his curveball and his slider. He's trying to tighten it up. And in the first inning, let's check the look at the break on this one. A very sharp break, a little bit of shorter break. But as the game's gone on, it looks like it's gotten bigger and it's flattened out a little bit more. And so maybe he's, see how it doesn't have the same type of bite to it. So I don't know if he has confidence in that pitch or what, but I think it's affecting his other pitches as well.
He'll depart after 97 pitches tonight, and Ryan Madsen will take over in the bottom of the 7th, and a Chevy call to the bullpen. Is out after 6 2/3 innings. You can enjoy one-of-a-kind experiences at Kauffman Stadium with our Royals Memories program. A variety of on-the-field opportunities are available for purchase each game exclusively through the MLB.com ballpark app. You can play catch in the outfield, take in summer fireworks on the field, and many more. Experiences are available. Just simply download the Ballpark app. Ryan Madson to George Springer, who hit a 2-run home run off of Danny Duffy. 6 2/3 innings, 97 pitches, 4 earned runs. This is Springer back in the 3rd inning with 1 on and 2 out.
Yep, he's able to stay fair. Got him to swing at the previous pitch a little above that, and that one didn't work.
Ryan Madson, 30 appearances, and a 1.76 ERA. 30 2/3 innings. He's allowed 6 earned runs. And that's skied out to Kane. Madson finishes off the Astros in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's getting late. The Royals down 4-0 and just 6 outs to go on offense.
Up 2-1. They had a rain delay there earlier. Pittsburgh leading Detroit. Cleveland wins again, and the White Sox and St. Louis at 1-1. Our Mazda game break takes us to Baltimore. Mitch Moreland, not 1 but 2 homers in this one. On back-to-back nights he has done that, and the Rangers win it. Coming up on Boulevard Royals Live, we'll break down Danny Duffy's performance, take a closer look at Dallas Keuchel, reaction from Ned Yost, and we will get you ready for the series finale. And Ryan, remember last night I mentioned to you that the Indians no-hitter was broken up on a home run by Grady Sizemore?
I do remember that.
Good, I'm glad you do. Well, tonight they had a perfect game into the 6th, I believe. Danny Salazar broken up by a walk from Asdrubal Cabrera.
Another former Indian.
Those former Indians are killing them, but you know what? Cleveland, all their struggles, they've won 2 in a row after a big team meeting from Terry Francona.
You know, I was looking at the replay of the second Moreland home run, and I'm reminded of home runs at Camden Yards. Watch Moreland's reaction. Fly ball left field. God dang it. Back, back, back. Welcome to Baltimore.
Gotta love it.
As opposed to here, where off the bat, right away you know it's gone.
Butera down on strikes. That's 7 for Keuchel in 7 1/3 innings.
Another off-speed pitch thrown out of the middle and on the corner inside. Keuchel is putting that ball exactly where he wants it.
Escobar has grounded out 3 times, and one of those a double play. Michael has retired 8 of 9. And the Royals have just 2 hits since the 3rd inning. This is pitch number 97. He threw 116 on Thursday, shutting out the Yankees.
And I don't know if he'll get a chance to go all the way tonight. A.J. Hinch has some action up in his bullpen.
There's a base hit into right center for Escobar, giving him a 7-game hitting streak.
It's one of the rare pitches he's missed up with.
The sprint cuts of the game against Dallas Keuchel tonight.
Coming in as advertised, 3 pitches out of that same arm slot. Very difficult for hitters to pick it up. Ground ball pitcher. Doesn't make many mistakes out over the middle. And he uses defense. Tough.
Ground ball pitcher. 13 ground ball outs. The Royals have only hit 2 outs in the air tonight. 1-1 on Moustakas. 101 pitches for Keuchel. Not quite, but close to it. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio. One and 2. Well, the Astros have used the shift on Mike Moustakas, and it's paid off tonight because he's grounded to the right side 3 times.
That's because precision like pitches that Keuchel's throwing, they're pitching him inside. Everything's down and in.
Snapped his bat. Out at second base. 2 down. Escobar goes to second.
What it is that the Astros have shifted so much that their pitchers are all coordinated with their infield defense on how to pitch guys and what they're going to do. And they say the law of averages works for them in their favor. Every team has a different philosophy. But Keuchel, he's pitching to his defense.
Lorenzo Cain is 3 for 3 against Keuchel with 2 doubles.
Right approach, staying inside the ball. All of them went to the opposite field.
Pat Neshek goes in the Astros bullpen. I saw a lot of him when he was with Minnesota. He's also spent time with St. Louis. 1-1 to Cain.
Boy, on the changeups, you can't pick anything up. Keuchel's so good with his arm speed. Same arm speed as his fastball, but that changeup just kind of softly comes out. Puts it right where he wants it.
Keuchel gets Cain 2 in the inning. 8 scoreless innings, and in his last 2, 17 consecutive scoreless innings. Dallas Keuchel. by Miller Lite. Edinson Volquez will pitch the final game of the series and the road trip tomorrow.
Sure hope he's the stopper. He has the stuff. There's no question about it. He does anything like he did in Oakland, it'll be tough on the Astros. They need a good starter to come out there and give them some good quality innings.
He went 7 innings against the A's on Friday, giving up just 1 run, 3 hits, setting the tone in that series. The Royals went on to sweep the A's. Vincent Velasquez will start for the Astros.
Young guy, throws hard.
Luke Hochevar pitches in back-to-back games for the first time this year. Looked good last night. Came on to pitch the 7th. Got Correa, Valbuena, and Carter 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts.
Well, he sure did. I think last night was no question his best stuff. Really good crisp break on the overhand curve. There's some good velocity on his fastball.
Two on Altuve. He had an RBI double in the 5th inning. Astros got a 2-run home run from Springer in the 3rd. Gaddis scored on a wild pitch in the 4th, and then Altuve drove in the run in the 5th. Royals have more hits than the Astros, 7-6. But Houston leads 4-0. Up the middle, Escobar, good play. In the dirt, Morales helps him out, 1 down.
Oh, how smooth was that? El Mago making it look easy. Morales again with another nice pick. Last night's pick was really special from Morales, but to hit the side of the mound helped Escobar. But look at how he cradles it in softly with his hands, spins a little pirouette, very soft hands, and just a touch on his throw there. Morales helped him out with a good dig. That's a nice one.
Curveball is low to Carlos Correa. Morales may be reminding Escobar that he saved him an error.
Oh, for sure.
A little chit-chat going on between the two of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said before, Morales, you know, when he's DHing, he goes out there with his infield glove and takes ground balls on the shortstop side, the third base side. He'll even take him at second after he's done it first. So his rhythm is really good. His hands and feet are working like that because he works. You see the finished product here at game time at 7 o'clock. That's what it's from. Staying ready. Morales, he knows Hosmer, you know, is a Gold Glover 2 times, and I'm sure many more. But he wants to make sure when he does get that start that he's going to help the team, and he's done that. And he loves it. He has fun. He enjoys himself.
The Hochevar on 1 hop. Royals have held Correa hitless in this series so far, 0 for 8. Well, the deadline for All-Star voting is Thursday, and our friends at 610 Sports Radio are going to have a Vote Royals watch party tomorrow at McFadden's in the Power and Light District. Royals K crew will be there with tablets to help fans vote for their boys in blue. As the Royals finish up this series with the Astros, enjoy great food, beverages, and Royals giveaways throughout the evening. Kendry's back in there. Nelson Cruz recently passed him at the DH spot in the American League.
Is that a good curveball?
Evan Gaddis has a 2-hit game, including a triple to the hill and straightaway center. Back. And a good inning for Hochevar as he pitches in back-to-back days. for the first time this year. Last chance for the Royals. Down 4-0. By authority of the Kansas City Royals, it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Corporation. Ryan Lefebvre, Rex Hudler, Joel Goldberg, with producer Joe Lavero, director Steve Kurtenbach, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and the producer of Royals Live is Brian Shapiro. The last time an Astros pitcher threw back-to-back shutouts was Roy Oswalt back in 2008. But we won't see that tonight, as Dallas Keuchel pitched a shutout against the Yankees on Thursday and has 8 scoreless innings tonight. But A.J. Hinch is going to go to his bullpen. I had mentioned that Keuchel had a season-high 116 pitches on Thursday, and he was up over 100 pitches tonight. So that's enough. And on to the Astros bullpen.
Yeah, Royals hitters are saying, yeah, that's enough. And now you got to face a guy like Neshek, who's really funky with that sidearm delivery. 87 to 93, sinking fastball, slider, changeup right there, beauty.
68 miles an hour.
Yeah. And Morales never has faced Neshek before. He really pulled the string on him. I mean, tough to pick up that release point there. As you watch this guy, when he takes his first step and he's getting ready to get into his windup, he has a couple of hesitation moves down low. Those guys carry their hands up high, but not Neshek. Watch him. His release point is way down low. Deception. There's an art to it. Look at him. A little pump there. Picking up the release point. Dead sidearm.
Neshek last year was an all-star for the first time. He was a non-roster invitee to Cardinals spring training. Ended up making the all-star team, and it was played in Minnesota, where he grew up. There's a story behind how he throws, and there always is. Neshek, growing up in the Twin Cities, was hit by a line drive late in a high school game, late in his high school career. He then was recruited to go to Butler University, and the pain never went away. So he had a scholarship and had to find some arm angle that just didn't hurt after the line drive, and this is what he came up with.
Pretty effective. He became an all-star in the majors. Pitching for the Twins, Padres, A's, Cardinals. He's been around. Hard two-seam sinker outside. Ran away from Morales.
And if you're a hitter, it looks like he's on his way to throwing sidearm or submarine. He starts to kind of bend over, and then it's like he comes back up again.
Well, if you've never faced him before, it's going to be difficult, even if you have. But you pick him up from the on-deck circle. If you can watch him in his warm-up pitches, at least try to get something there before you get to the dish.
Slider, and it's 0-2 on Salvador Perez. Off the knuckles and into center field. Sal is 1 for 4. And the Royals actually have 2 more hits than the Astros do tonight, but have yet to score a run.
You see, he's wincing a little bit as Mishak was able to get in on his hands, but that didn't sound like it broke his bat.
Dallas Keuchel struck out Alex Gordon 3 times. Yes, Sal grabbing that right thumb.
Sure feels better after a base hit than going back to the dugout, getting jammed and your hands are hurting.
That'll roll foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Neshek kind of looks like a throwback with all the movement. There's the Astros closer Luke Gregerson in case a save situation presents itself. It kind of reminds me of a pitcher that I might see in a black and white film from a 1920s or 1930s game when they were real crafty and there was a lot of movement. As much deception with the pitching motion as there was with the pitches.
I would agree.
Center field for Springer. 2 down in the 9th inning. And now Alex Rios as the crowd begins to stand and cheer the Astros home. 24,600 here tonight. Those orange shirts. Keuchel's corner. Special cheering section for the Astros starter tonight, Dallas Keuchel, and he didn't disappoint with 8 scoreless innings, 7 strikeouts. You get a t-shirt, you get a ticket, and you get a fake beard. So I guess it's only appropriate that Pat Neshek closes it out. He has an impressive beard.
Why not? Fear the beard.
Or you can just wear it around your neck. Popped up. Carter and Altuve. Carter's a little taller, so he makes the play. And that ends the game. So the Astros have won this series. And tomorrow the Royals will have to try and avoid a sweep. George Springer had a 2-run home run, and as it turned out, that's all the Astros would need tonight. He was just 2 for his previous 29 when he hit the 2-run home run.